What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wonbyone Podcast. I'm your host, Obi Omegano. This is the show where I sit down with athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. We break down the systems, the habits, the mindsets that create performance under pressure. I'm here joined today with ex-professional athlete, coach now, leader, mentor, all the above, man. Romeo Travis, what's going on, Rome?
Obi, thanks for having me, man. I'm just
Yes,
happy
sir.
to, man. I'm happy to be here, man. Happy to be able to connect like we did, and now we just growing, like we said we would. A lot of people do stuff, but they don't really follow up on it. So I'm actually happy to be here.
Yeah, man, that's love, dude. It's crazy to me. For y'all that don't know, I've been knowing Rome for some. I've known him, never actually got the chance to meet him. He's actually, you played at Le Mans, right?
Yeah,
Won the chip there.
yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
so so I played at Le Mans in France. After he won the chip there, you were there with DJ Steffens.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, y'all had a nice
yeah,
little squad. They won the chip
yeah.
there. They kept talking about. That's all they would talk about was that
Yeah, we
team.
we weren't expected to win. We were a middle of the road budget type team. So we weren't one of the, highly expected championship teams. But we beat some really good teams. We beat Asvel in the first round, Strasbourg in the second round, and Monaco in the finals.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so we went through the gauntlet. Yeah,
Gee.
we had a tough route, man. It wasn't no cakewalk. So
Man,
yeah, they
that's
even
crazy.
yeah, it was a good time. I even got suspended a game in the playoffs. So so, so yeah, but it was good. We held it down. We got a championship. We cemented in French basketball history forever.
Yeah, man, it's a small world. So Rome and I met not too long ago at my man DJ Steffens. Shout out DJ Khalid. Shout out to y'all um, for y'all beautiful wedding. That was amazing. Got to connect with my man and it led to this, man. So we're happy to have you. Where you located right now? Tell the people where you located.
I'm back in Akron, Ohio, where it all started. For me, me and my wife, when it was time to retire, we were trying to decide if we were going to try a new city, if we were going to, go move around, for me, the most important thing is family. Her parents are here, my mom is here, my family is here. I have a really huge family. I have 26 first cousins. I got seven aunts and uncles. So
Sheesh.
yeah, it's a lot of, what I mean? So it's just good to be around. Like
Yeah.
I was gone for 14 years playing ball, so it was good to be around, come home and be around my family.
Yeah, man. It's that family is the most important thing, obviously, man. But for you, for me, I've got my dad is the oldest of 10, so yeah, we're Nigerian, so big family on that side, man. But one thing that I hear, okay, from Akron, right? What is it about Akron that's just what is it? Now, tell everybody what is for one. Yes, tell everybody the background with you, and everybody's gonna be wondering. So go ahead and open the door there.
Yeah, okay. So me and LeBron did play high school basketball together. We actually played Pee Wee football together and middle school basketball together. So Pee Wee football, we won a championship. Middle school, we won a championship, and then we won a national championship in high school together at St. Vincent St. Mary. It's something in the water in our era. In our era, on our team alone, we had four pros come off our team from Akron. All of us from Akron except for Marcus Johnson, who's from Cleveland, which is like 30 minutes away. But man, when you come up, you just back then we played outside in the parks a lot growing up, and we would play against adult men. And now I think that like grown men, like not
Adult men.
like grown men, like we'd be in the park Saturday mornings. It would be they'll have the car doors open with the music playing, and then like we would shoot on the side hoops, and then somebody would have to leave, and they only have nine. They're like, "Oh, come on, you playing?" And in my age group, I'm tall for my age group, so I'm thinking I'm gonna be a bit like when I'm going against the adults, I'm small, so I got to bring the ball up. I got to
Fact.
play, and they just you better not turn this ball over. You bet, so. But the best thing about it was that they protected us in a way they showed us love, tough love. You know, it wasn't nothing easy giving it to us, but they would drink a beer and you're like, yo, what's that? They're like, no, you need to go get some water. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, no, you
Yeah.
need to go to school. You need to don't do what I do. So it was a different environment that I grew up in, and so you just grew up a little tougher. You know, like not like street tough, but just you know, on the basketball
True.
court, you know, the worst that was going to happen is somebody's going to score on you. Like that's
Hmm.
literally the worst thing that could happen to you. And if it comes to anything else, you know, the that court prepares you for that too. So yeah, I think that but LeBron was just a genetic freak, man. Guy, he just really got blessed with all the tools, and then he got every ever since we was kids, man. He always was very talented at football. He was talented at basketball, and so like he was just super God gifted. Along with the heart, with his work ethic, you know, like he learned how to work hard early, and he taught a lot of us how to work hard too.
Really? What was that like? I mean, what was that like? And I love just to pay y'all homage, man. I love my old heads. I call them my old heads. Ebby, Epe, you know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of my old guys that I keep around, man, because they taught me everything. And not taught me as far as skill wise, but here, they taught me how to think, how to understand like this is how you work hard. This is what it looks like. And that to me was the best thing that I learned as a kid is like I was around a lot of high level people who were working really hard. And
Yeah,
so it's like, well, this is just how it goes. This is how it goes. This is what you do. But nowadays, kids don't really have that around, and they don't have those role models looking up to them to look up to. And so
yeah,
I credit everything that I know and that I learned to my old heads, to my vets, to my dad, to the elders. Right? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And y'all had
So
and I think that we don't have them nowadays, do we? Are they
oh
gone?
man, our issue now is our generation is our issue. You know, so I blame us because we got good and we left. You know,
Mm,
we got good and we continue to be good. And I chased my career. So if I graduate at 18, I do 4 years of college, and then I do another 14 years playing pro. That's 18 years. That's a gap of me being gone and not
ah,
giving back to the next generation so they can see what it looks like. I'm focused on me. Like you know, I need to get my career together. So I'm waking up at 8 a.m., going to the gym, lifting, shooting, playing at night. But I'm not bringing the young guys with me just so they can see this. I'm just focused on me. And now we have that generational gap that you know I didn't show my young guys how to do it, but because
wow.
this is just what I'm doing. Like you know what I'm saying? But I'm not showing everybody else. Like this is what you're supposed to do. It takes like you know every day, 5 days a week. We're in this gym working. You know, and so but that gap, and I blame us. You know, I take all the like I blame us. We got good and we left.
I didn't think about that, bro, because that is that. I mean, that's true. And even for myself, like I've been gone for 9 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I
And when you home, what are you thinking about? Like, okay, I'm about to get ready to go back overseas. Let me spend my
yeah.
time with my family. Let me cross
Yeah.
off all the things I need to do. Like, you know,
It,
we got good and got selfish. Like not in a negative way, but we just
sure.
got good and start thinking about how can I continue this career? How can I continue to get better? Like, you know, we're working, we're doing the things we're supposed to do, but we forgot to do what the other generation did, which was pour into the next generation, and so we
Mm,
can keep the cup going. So like our cups started getting empty because now they're hearing stories about you. They're hearing like, oh, he was like that, he was like this, but they're not
yeah.
actually
Seeing
seeing you every single day putting in that work.
and that's why I think that from a selfish perspective, why the guys that I work with here, why I got their respect, because I will bust every one of y'all's heads right now. Right? Don't say nothing to me because I will bust your head
My
right now.
shoes in the car.
Right now, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's why they got my respect because you know me, I'm still trying to get ready and still trying to go back, and so I'm working like a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm working every day, and so I'm in the gym with them, and they see me work. I'll get my work in before them, and they'll come in, and I'll be, you know, but I'm pushing them to get in the gym. Sometimes I'm working out with them, and I think they value that, and I value that too, being there with them and showing them some of the things that cause because I don't get to teach nobody nothing. So it's
yeah,
cool to like be able to teach them and be like, hey, no, this is this is how we're doing. This is how you do it. This
And that's what
it
the
work.
game is
This is gonna
missing.
work right now where you're at, but this is not gonna work on nobody else.
No, it's not gonna work on. But that's what the game is missing.
Yeah.
So we need to keep like bringing those cross generational lines and keep building that community, like that basketball community. Because we just imagine like a full cup of water, and now I drank all the water. Like I didn't even pass the like I ain't take a sip and leave some for somebody else.
I
Like
didn't drink it all.
I drank it all. And now they drink it. They just getting the remnants. Like they getting little
Yeah.
sprinklets, and so, because that's I mean. Cause like
I got the glass of water. I drank it all. I ain't nothing left to
it
pass.
wasn't no sipping pass for me. It was just hey, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'ma just and I really and that's why I'm really focused on trying to high school coach. I think God has put me right there, um, because I owe it to my next generation for them to learn how to watch film, for them to understand like what work really looks like, and understand like, hey, you don't have to be running a million miles an hour to get better every day. Like you need to sharpen your skills.
Now, what high school did you go to for everybody?
I went to St. Vincent St. Mary in Akron, Ohio.
The Saint Vincent Saint Mary, the
Yeah,
Saint Vincent. So you there right now? You there
yeah.
right now?
I'm an assistant coach there right now.
So how did y'all and walk me through that? So when you went there, how how is it different from when you were there to what it is now?
Oh man, it's night and day. First of all, it's more black people. Let's just get that out the
Yeah.
way now. Yeah, like when I was in school, it was probably like 10% black.
Okay. Okay.
Now it's up to like 30-40% black.
Oh, it was a
So
bunch of. It wasn't no black people when you were there.
only like it was like if you played a sport
Yeah. Just
or smart black girls. Like that was
yeah.
like literally like the only.
Really.
It wasn't. It
I
was
didn't know that.
rare. Yeah, it was really rare that it wasn't. It was predominantly white.
I thought it was
Um,
black.
no, it was all white. But
Wow.
the thing that made it because we had, and that's I think that's what made us tighter because all we had was each other. The whole staff, inside the building was white. Obviously, we had Coach Drew as our head coach, who's black, but that is one of the bigger dynamics because just having a community of people who you can relate to is off the court is big as well. Another thing is they have more amenities now. Like they got two weight rooms, a practice gym.
Well,
Uh, you know,
I mean. Look who came
yeah.
out. I mean,
Like
well, I
we
mean,
had we had to lift weights in the football locker room.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
then they made a weight room for us in the gym out of a closet. And
Oh wow.
and then when we were in high school, we would have to practice after the girls because we only had one gym. So our practice didn't start till 5:30 every.
It's
So every
nasty.
day we had study tables after school. So we would go from 3 to 5, 3 to 4 study tables, then an hour to get ready for practice, and then so like that's the biggest. Like I think the multiple gyms is one of the biggest things. And the gear they get is just ridiculous. They get like 5 pairs of shoes, 3 sweatsuits, a book bag. Like it's just they get a lot of stuff.
What did you learn the most from being at St. Vincent St. Mary's and playing with LeBron? As far as more, talk to me. Talk to me from the lens of the athlete. What did you learn from being there?
Socially, I learned how to be around white people. I've never been around white people my age. So for socially, I got to be around white people like in a way that like, oh man, you ain't rich. Like I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like if my mindset was like,
Yeah,
everybody rich, and he like, nah, man, my dad, he a plumber, and so I
yeah,
got to actually, socially, it really, opened my mind to a lot of different things, and I really got to see a different side of the world that I really never got to see, and so I was thankful for that. Academically, it taught me how to learn and study and retain information, because before, like, I went to public schools, and all I would have to do is just like regurgitate something real quick and a quick
right.
easy test. Like school wasn't very hard for me in public schools, and in basketball I learned how to play basketball. Like it like my first year, my sophomore year when I transferred in, I could barely finish practice, So I'd be so tired and so like winded and like, yo, this is like, I thought I was playing hard. Like this is a
Yeah.
whole nother level. Like this was like we ran our high school practices like college. We had, this is 20 some odd years ago. We
Well,
had the practice plans,
that's
everything.
why that's what I and that's kind of what I want to touch on because I know and I don't know actually, but I believe that there's some special stuff going on over there. What are those
Um,
guys? What are y'all doing over there? I'm in
so we,
Oklahoma City, so I'm in
yeah,
Oklahoma City, and I've been around the world, and I've seen different basketball, different lives, different. But a lot of my viewers, a lot of my listeners are here in Oklahoma City. They don't know what it's like up there in Akron, Ohio, how those guys is really getting down, and I try to explain it to them,
yeah,
and they,
it's just different. We got like our practice plans. And when you watch, like, you're like, Coach, let me read that practice plan so I know. Nope, nope, you're going to see when we see. And so, like, every day we work on, foot faults. So, like, your footwork, traveling, jab steps, cross steps, reverse pivots. We work on all that stuff. Then we work on our defense, full court passing, full court ball handling. And that's just a warm up, And so, like, that's all warm up stuff. And then, like, we get into it was ran like a college because actually,
yeah.
when I got to college, it was like a downgrade. And I don't mean it,
Yeah, facts.
and I don't mean to disrespect the University of Akron
For
because
sure.
when I went there, it was a great experience. But when I got there, like, I'm like, this it? Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we done? They're like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, like, we would go, because we were a full court pressing team, so we would press for an hour. Out of the 2 hours practicing, we're full court pressing for an hour, and so that's something that would just work on your wind because first thing to go when you're tired is your mind, and our coaches would try to get us to think. They would be like, "Yo, stop the play," and they would break down mentally what you did wrong. Like
Mm-hmm.
so they'll show you like I learned help side, shell defense. I'm learning all these things and it was just different for us because once we learned how to play, well, I can't speak for everybody else. Once I learned how to play, and like I learned how to play and play hard. On top of that, it was a whole like I went to another level
Did,
with my skill.
did that give you? Do you think that what you learned there at St. Vincent St. Mary's in Akron did that lend? How did that lend to your professional career when you turned
It
pro?
took like I learned how to play, and I knew how to be a role player.
Mm.
So like a lot of like when we go, a lot of us
Let's
go
talk about
overseas.
that. Let's talk about that.
Well, like I grew up being a role player. I grew into being the man. So like it's like reverse for me for most people.
Mm-hmm.
But so when I got to college, I was still a role player, but a lot of people got injured. Well, my sophomore year. So I was the only four man on the team. So I was playing like 33, 34 minutes as a sophomore. And I was
Mm.
there was like and I was the only low post presence. So I'm getting
Minutes.
touches. I'm getting
Yeah.
touches, I'm getting minutes. And I like this is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do with this. And
Yeah.
so the coach was like, "Hey man, you're going to have to learn how to be the man." And I'm like, "Man, what does that, what does that even look like?" You like you got to now you can no longer be the last person when we're sprinting. You have to be first. You have to be the example. You are now the example.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? He like, no, like you can't look to anybody else for them. Like you are like you get the most minutes, you get the most like I was the only sophomore in the whole conference to be all conference.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So like it was a different like, I'm like, yo, like what is all this that's happening? I just came here to, what I'm saying, to blend in. But like,
Hey.
I like it wasn't that wasn't meant for me. Like I when all these things happened, like it was just like a wave of like influence, like and not just on the court. It was off the court. It was like a bunch of things were happening that I didn't expect, but it humbled me because now I knew. Obviously, I would never know how LeBron felt, but now I knew how I feel to be the man.
Mm-hmm. For
Like, you
sure.
know what I'm saying? And so for me, it was difficult. It was uncomfortable because
Uh,
I was used to being a role player.
a lot of the things, so a lot of times I touch on pressure systems, like how do we deal with those moments, because a lot of people think that they're ready and they want those moments. Most people ain't ready. They're not ready for that moment. When the coach tells you don't be last, you can't be last. You're the person that everybody's looking to. What does it look like if you're the third person in line? No, you have to be the first. You're the captain. Be the first one here in the gym today. Every day, be the first one. And you can't leave until everybody else leaves. And everybody wants to be the leader. They want to be the man. They want to be the leader of the team. Are you willing to do that though?
No, and I always say everybody want the flowers, but they don't want the yard work. So like so,
Yeah.
so
That
you want what comes with it, but you don't want to do what it takes.
and what sucks about it though is a lot of times like, and I think that what you were told, I think that I was also told that, and not a lot of people are told that, like given the keys and said, here, drive this thing. And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, like I said, they're not ready for that moment, and it's tough to deal with.
Yeah, and it's very uncomfortable, because I had always had I just want to have a good time, I'm just here to hoop. Like I had that kind of mindset, like that. Like I'm not really like laissez-faire, like hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my job, but just leave me alone, like and so like it was like I had to get turned up, like no, like we can't leave you alone,
Yeah.
like right, we can't like if I leave you alone, then the seven other people that's watching you, then they're gonna follow your same footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got that, I really I worked hard, but I still didn't get it until like until I got paid for it. And when I turned pro, my GM, I'm not gonna say his name for a team, he was like, I always have problems with guys from small schools who were player of the years. Like you guys come from these places where everything revolves around you. That's not professional life. You're a part of a team now, and nothing is revolving around you. You have to be a part of this team, or we're going to get rid of you. I'm looking at him like, what? Like, what are you even like? Shut up. Like my first was like, shut up, man. But the more the more I processed it, I'm like, okay, I don't agree with it, but I see what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I see how I need to, and because I brought my college mindset to the pros, and you
Man.
can't bring that. Like you can't bring that. Well, at that time where you can't cut me. Like what you gonna do? Like and then you look down the bench like you ain't gonna play them. Like you know what I'm saying? Like what like what are you? And so I kind of had him in a
Yeah.
bind.
Yeah.
And so I like when you go overseas, like or you play pro, the next guy is just as good or maybe even better at a lot of other things than you're better at, that you're good at. And so you can't come in with that like what you gonna do mindset. Like you got to come in with the mindset of like this is my teammate, but he's also my opponent, but he's my friend, but he's also somebody who I'm jockeying with, not only for playing time, but for
Ooh. I
next year's
like,
contract.
and that's a real uncomfortable situation for people, and you got to get real comfortable there.
Yeah.
And
So
and
like me and DJ played the four
uh,
together
there you go.
in France, right?
There you
And,
go.
and even now to this day, DJ refers to me as the guy who took all the minutes. I'm like, bro, what are you like? And
There
so
you
like,
go.
so we had a healthy competition. Like we would go at each other. We would play. Like, hey man, like we gotta play. When I was in college, man, they signed three power forwards. When I was in college, they signed one my junior year, and they brought in another one my. We had three power forwards on the roster when I was a senior, and I recruited both of them. And guess what I told them? Hey, I said, look, man, you gonna come here, but I'm gonna bust your head every
Yeah.
single day.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna like it until I leave.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, nah, man, like you cool, man. We having a great time. Like I love it here. Like, oh, that's cool. Like, but I'm telling you, when I'm telling you right now, every day of practice you're gonna leave mad because one, I'm getting the ball, and two, I'm scoring on you. Like,
Hey, it makes me laugh, man, because that is what I enjoy so much. Is like we are friends. I love you. We're best friends. But when we get on this court, it's just me. I don't see nobody else. It's just me. And it's like if you're on the other team, it's me versus you.
and it's that simple. And the thing is, though, I'm not playing selfish, right?
Right.
Like I like
Right.
that's what can't like that's what I don't want to get
Right.
lost in this message.
Well,
Like I
let
don't
me
want to
let
get
me let me just rephrase though, because and that's what I say is people say it's all about me. Yeah, it should be all about you. But you're the point guard. You need 10 assists,
Yeah,
15 assists.
you need to help the team.
Your
Like,
job is not 15 points. You're the point guard. You're the big man. Go get 15 rebounds. That's your job. You know what I
everybody
mean?
has a role to play, and until you understand what the coach asks you to do, and this is what I tell the kids. You know, I coach kids now, so I tell them, coach has the gold. Okay, like, and it's up to him to divvy out, and it's only so much gold.
Facts. I
Like
like that.
it's only so much gold. So coach is going to divvy out the gold, right? How much gold do you think you deserve?
I
Okay,
like
you think
that.
you deserve this much amount of gold. Okay, how can you get his gold?
I like that.
Like, and so like if you start like we could say money or whatever like will resonate with the kids, but I say gold because it's kind of real but not really.
Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
so but like that's what I tell them, like, hey, it's only 40 minutes at each, well, whatever, 32 minutes in high school at each position. How much of that do you think you really deserve?
Mm-hmm.
And then how much do you think he deserves? Then
Mm-hmm.
how much of his that you think he deserves that you want to take? And
Mm-hmm.
how are you going to do that? Like, and
That's
so like, and you know, I get them to start thinking about it like that, you know, thinking about it differently and thinking about it in a way where it's logistics. Like, okay, like, you know, this is what I need to do. Coach told me to do this. And that's why, like, and I'm like, and I always ask kids, do you think you know more than me? Or, like, why do you, like, purposely not listen?
yeah,
Like, what are you thinking about?
yeah.
And then I had a point guard say, I'm not thinking about anything. I said, you're the point. Like, what do you mean by that? I was confused. He said, I just be hooping. I said, we can't afford for you to just be hooping. Like, that's like, we need you to think.
Yo, I'm
like,
weak. We
like,
need you
like,
to think,
we
Jack.
need you to be thinker. Like, we need you to think first, hoop second. Like, you know, like, what are you talking about? Like, but that's just the like the mindset of this
Yeah,
generation.
hey, how do you take what I'm realizing right now as a professional in the business world is that's why high level athletes are valued so much is that competitiveness, the resilience, the discipline, the confidence, the hard work, right? The intangibles. How are you translating that into life? How are you how are you taking that competitive edge into life? And what would you say to, it's a twofold question. One on the business side and one on the youth athletic side. How do you talk to the athletes and then how do you use that in your own business side? In your own
So
business life?
I'll go youth athletics side first. Is I actually had to tone it down because I can't walk into a high school gym with a professional mind, you know, and expect these guys to be pros. Like that was the first thing I had to do was kind of leave my mind at the door
Mm-hmm.
because I would get so mad, like, you know, like at certain things, like if coach is talking and somebody's in the back laughing, like I would get livid, like
Yeah.
I would start shaking. The other coaches had to like talk to me, like, you know, shout out to Coach Ilya McGee, man, rest in peace. He was Willie McGee, who was on the team. He was his older brother, but he was also his he adopted Willie, and so he grew up as like our older brother and our, you
Yep.
know, our uncle.
Yep.
But
Yep.
Ill,
Yep.
he just pulled me to the side. He's like, Rome, you got to learn how to talk to these kids. You talking to them like they 30 years old, like with a kid and a mortgage.
Yeah.
They like they kids. Like you got to put it into words where they understand it.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's what I had to do is I had to, and I started. Now I ask the kids, do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like,
Right.
do you need me to say it in another way that it resonates with you? Like
Right.
I'll ask you that. Like, do you understand? And it's okay if you don't, but I'll change my verbiage and so you can understand me.
Right. Because the
And,
last thing I want you to do is to act like you understand and mess up because you
and
don't
now
really
you're gonna make me
understand.
more upset.
Because you
so
don't.
like,
That's why I be telling. That's why I be telling people. I'm like, yo, it's if you don't know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. That's okay. Just ask. We can figure it
yeah,
out right here. But don't not ask and then come out here and then just mess things up.
exactly. And another thing that I had to learn is that they don't know is because I didn't teach them. So
Yeah.
I take responsibility for what you don't know.
Yeah. It's
And
hard.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and so now as coaches, like, and I tell the kids, like, if you see something on the court that you've never seen before, that's our fault. as coaches because we didn't prepare you.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I try to take a lot of responsibility off of them mentally because nowadays the mental aspect you have to tread lightly. So I try to take a lot of the mental weight off of the kids. But in business and professional, man, I had to also tone it down because my wife, I love my wife, and she tells me like, hey, you're a little aggressive. Like you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like you gotta chill sometimes.
yeah.
And she, one guy I really was really upset with him, and I was like, I don't want to talk to him because he's playing around with it. Because when I do real estate, and so when I'm in real estate and we've got these contractors and like sometimes these guys play around a lot, and then like my wife was like, you got to remember how big you are. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'll be ready.
intimidate you.
Yeah, like I'll be ready to get close to people and talk to you like, hey man, we said X, Y, and Z.
Man, we said on the 13th, all right?
Now the 17th. You're still not finished,
Facts.
and you're asking for more money.
Facts. Yeah.
Explain this to me.
Yeah.
And so
And
like so it was hard. It's hard because I still don't really know how to. Because I don't really mince my words. Like man, like hey,
yeah, yeah,
let's just get to the bottom of this real
yeah,
fast. Like I don't need to baby you. I don't need
yeah.
to. You're a
But
grown
that
man.
that mindset though is what people value so much though. Is like the hey, we said this, that means we're doing this. There's a discrepancy here. Whose fault is it? What's going on? And that's
Explain it to me.
and that's what you know what I'm saying, that's what high level athletes are good at. Is like saying, "Hey, I know that something's wrong here. We said A and B, there's a discrepancy. Whose fault is it? Where's the mess up? We're good at really directing that." That's
Yeah.
we talk about leadership, man. Was that something that you guys did? Was that something that LeBron was kind of pushing? Was he he has that leadership mentality now. Was he the leader of that group back then?
No.
He was
Right.
okay.
He hold on. Let me clarify.
Go
He was a leader,
sure.
right?
I got you
He was a leader. And what he said, go. Like
for
he was a
sure.
leader. But the leader of the group was Drew Joyce, like the third.
Hmm.
He was like, pulling guys in. Hey man, we ain't doing that. Hey, and Shion was the muscle, Will was the hustle, right? So like we all like everybody had their role, like and so, but LeBron, he was the superstar, and he was obviously our best player. And when you're playing with a guy like that, and you're going against Oak Hill, and they have 9 Division I signees, right? And we have guys all from the city of Akron. My mindset is twofold. One, I'm not getting embarrassed out here. Two, he's going to Ohio State. I'm now mad at him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I gotta
Like,
go take that.
so now I got to show Ohio State they made a mistake.
Yeah,
And so those were like, like you
I
wanted to
need
play
his
hard.
gold
I need his. I want his. And then not in a jealous way.
for
Like not
sure.
a like I'm not jealous of you. I'm actually happy that
Oh,
but
I
at the
got it.
same time, I'm going to show you that these are the things. So you wanted to kind of show up for your like we were more than friends. So when you more than friends, these are your brothers. Like you don't want to let your brother down. Like if LeBron out there having 30, 12, and 8 assists. Like he dropped you a dime. You want to
Take
finish that.
take
Like
care.
yeah, and Drew, you want to set them screens. You want to call out a screen
Mm-hmm.
because like you don't want to see your brother get hit. Like you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying. Like and these are the things like that I think is getting lost because there's not a lot of friendships outside of basketball. So the things that we did out of love, like you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back on defense because like these are my dogs. I'm not leaving
Yeah.
him out. I'm not leaving him out to dry. Like you know what I'm saying. I got to get back. Like or I'm gonna box him out so he don't get tip dunked on. Like you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
like these are the like this is
Yeah.
the mindset that we have for each other, and I think that that's something that's also being lost.
Fast forward to your professional career. For one, did you drop a 50 ball? Did you drop a 50 ball?
With no threes. Yeah,
No way.
yeah, no threes.
Oh my gosh. Where were you at? Manila? Where were you at?
Yeah, I was in the Philippines, man. That's a crazy story. By the way, I had a level 2 hamstring strain,
ain't nothing to
Um,
play with.
yeah, on 2 days before, and so I didn't get like I strained my hamstring 2 days before in the game, and I was up till like 8 a.m. like going to the hospital, doctors, everything, trying to figure out what's going on with my hamstring. So the next day, I'm getting treatment, man. I'm talking like PRP injections,
Wow,
stem,
wow.
pain pills. Like I'm barely sleeping at all. Like it was crazy. So we play the team called Anebra. It's the number one team in the Philippines. They got the biggest budget. They have the best player and the best Filipino player. Shout out to Jumar, like 6 time, like 10-time MVP. Like he's a monster. So we playing against these guys, Justin Brownlee, and I go tell my teammates like, hey, look, man, I don't have another game in me. Like we have to win today or I can't play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this has to be it because it was a FIBA break after this game. Like after this series was
You
over,
need that.
it was a 2 week FIBA break,
I need that.
and,
Yeah.
and so like we went out there, and I honestly didn't know how many points I had.
Always
And,
happens like that.
yeah, so like I was what I want to say I was 20 for 26 from the field and 10 11 from the free throw line.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it was a good day, man. It was a
It
good.
was a good day.
It was a good. That's like when you say you're in the zone, man. Like it was, it felt like like I felt like I couldn't miss. And
It's
two of the misses were 3 pointers. So I really don't. I missed two.
you really ain't miss.
I missed like 4 mid ranges, but I made 20 of them.
That's
But
crazy, man.
yeah,
What year
yeah.
was that for you?
It was actually 2018. It was the same year. Like I left France and I went straight to the Philippines
Ah,
after
okay.
after we won the championship, and I won the championship in the Philippines.
What's been, we talk about, I talk to a lot of high level athletes and achievers just about maintaining their confidence and what we've kind of came to. I think the majority of us know, believe that confidence is derived from the work that we put in, right? The work that we do. And confidence, I think, is a feeling, and it's a feeling of solace, if you will, that says, I've done the work. I've done what I can do. How difficult how has your confidence kind of wavered through your journey, through your 14 years? I know you haven't always been 50-50 ball. How was that?
It's difficult, man. My first year out, I can tell you this story. I signed to a team, then they signed the coach after. So that can already tell you like this is going to be. So that team ended up replacing 20 guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like the coach is like, what position you play? You don't do anything good. Like I don't. Why did they sign you? Boom. Like so, I leave there. I go to another team. The coach was like, forget that, coach. I love you, man. You're gonna play this position. We got this plan for you. We're gonna do this, this, and this. And the team goes bankrupt. This is all my first year out, my rookie year. So then I signed a deal in Mexico, right? So I work out for the owner. He like, oh, we're gonna sign you on Tuesday, but the team has a game on Sunday. They're gonna let them play the game. We're gonna cut this guy. We're gonna sign you.
You see how cutthroat this is? That's
It's
crazy.
crazy. This is what they're telling me. They come, they play. The guy has 27 that they're gonna cut.
Sorry, Rome.
The owner gave me $500 cash and a plane ticket. It was like, get out of here.
No way.
So this is all my rookie year. This is now January. Like this has happened from August to January. So I've been on 3 teams since August to January. So I get offered a deal for Dubai. I'm like, man, I'm not going to the Middle East.
Not that. Yeah.
Like at that age, I wish I
Back
would
then, back then, yeah, for
I
sure.
would go back and slap my younger self.
For sure.
But
Back then, you people didn't know. People didn't really know
in
back then.
2007,
Yeah,
I'm
they didn't.
thinking I'm trying to build a European career.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I want to have a great European career. Eventually play EuroLeague. This if I leave and go to Knicks, I'm done. Like that was my mindset.
And you were correct back then, probably.
And so I turned it down. And so I'm at home. Like I'm gonna just wait till next year. If something pop, it do. If it don't, and I enrolled back into the University of Akron. And I had 2 friends I have a lot of friends, but I had
What?
2 friends call me.
What do you mean you enrolled back in the University of Akron?
So this all happened before January. And so I didn't graduate before I left college. So I enrolled back in school. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna just get a semester in while I'm here. And since I'm not going back to hoop, I'm gonna just get a semester in.
Wow.
So this is, hey man, right? Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's
So,
crazy.
so I'm like, I'm gonna just get a semester in. So I'm in school. I'm still working out, and I'm shout out to my boy Willie McGee. I always tell this story. Willie called me, and he says, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "What's up, bro?" He like, "What's up?" I'm like, "You gonna just keep saying what's up?" He like, "Nah, like, what's up?" I'm like, "What's up? What you mean, bro?" He like, "Man, this is the first time in your life things aren't going well, and you
Mm.
acting like a little right now.
Mm.
So you acting like a straight, you know what?"
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like, man, I love you like a brother, but you ain't gonna be talking to me crazy. He said, no, this is what you need to hear. And so he told me, like, you acting like get your stuff together. And then like that same week, Drew Joyce calls me. And he's like, man, what's up, bro? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. He like, man, you ain't happy. Like, you in school, going to class, you ain't even hooping. Like, only time you hoop is at the rec. Like, come on, man, you ain't happy. And
Wow.
so I'm like, man, nah, I'm cool. Like, I'm content, bro. I ain't tripping. So he's like, man, my team's coach is actually asking about you, and he said that he want to offer you a standby contract. So I'm like, bro, what is a standby? Like, what are you even talking about?
Hmm.
I've never heard of anybody signing a standby contract before or after this. This is how I know God was moving in this moment. And the coach was like, well, a standby contract is you stay in shape. We add you to the roster in case somebody gets injured, and you already because certain countries they have a deadline for roster additions.
Hmm.
So these are all things I didn't know.
Hmm.
And so they're like, we're just gonna put you on the roster. If somebody gets injured, you got to come right away. But if not, we just give you $500 a month. So I'm like, cool, I'll take a free 500.
For sure.
Like I'm still in school. You know what I mean? Like I
Absolutely.
need this 500.
Absolutely.
So man, I signed on Tuesday. Guy gets hurt Wednesday. I played in the game on Friday.
Whoa.
Like that's how fast. First division Germany. That's how fast it goes from I was sitting at home in class to
Can,
I'm playing in the game.
I want to pause on that, man, because I tell the story of I tell people today, like, if I'm going overseas, I might, if I talk to a team today, they might say come tomorrow, and people don't realize how that they can't even comprehend that. And it's like, no, we live in a suitcase. My suitcase. Is like, that is so, just the concept, forget basketball, the concept of decision go is foreign to people, man. And you have to, that that skill, it's a skill, that skill lends outside of sport, I'm sure, to you in
Oh,
many
oh
ways.
man, it helps me a lot because I'm like, I'll see something and I'm like, I'm doing it. Like, you know what I mean? And now I had to, when you get married and you have children and you have a family, you have to start thinking more about, you have to process things more. Because before, like when I first got into real estate, I would see a house online and I would buy it. Like, I'm buying it. You know what I mean? I would just buy a house,
Yeah.
and now I had to slow down. Like, okay, let me talk to my wife. Let me talk to my business partner, my brother-in-law, like, and go through these proper steps because, like, it helped me a lot because it gives me that aggression and that speed and that determination. But it also, I need to mix that with the intelligence and the wisdom and the foresight to know, like, okay, is this a good deal? Let me do my due diligence. But you have to be ready, right? Like in any business, you have to be ready. And like if your opportunity comes, it may only come once. Young Jeezy's, everybody got burned is what you did with it.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Mm-hmm.
you gonna get a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not look how you wanted it to look. It may not sound exactly how you wanted to hear it, but you're going to get that opportunity. And the thing that people are really, really, who depression really sets in is when the moment comes and you're not ready. So, like, what are you going to do when your moment comes? Like, are you going to sit on the bench and not pay attention to coach? Are you going to sit on the bench and not watch film? Are you going to sit on the bench and halfway shoot when you're doing shooting drills? Then, yo, I'm third guy on the bench. First guy gets sick. Next guy rolls his ankle. What happens?
Mm-hmm.
It happens that fast. Like it happens so fast that you couldn't believe that you're in a game in this magnitude, in this moment, and they're calling a play, and it ends up the ball being in your hand. Are you ready for that moment? Did you prepare yourself for these moments? Most of the time, the answer is going to be no. And then you're going to say, oh, coach ain't tell me I had a chance to play. Oh, coach ain't do this and went and do that. And, you're going to start finger pointing and displacing blame. But these moments in life, man, they come. They're coming. Like, these moments are coming. And when they come, are you ready for them? Are you prepared to step into your glory? Like, we all got different levels of glory. Like, some people will never play professional. Some people will never play past high school. But your glory can be in the business where a contract comes and now you're closing $1 million deals. But are you ready for that moment? Are you mentally prepared for these moments that are fleeting? You got to be able to step into that room, step into the free throw line, remember your technique, and knock that shot down. And like that's what sports taught me is being prepared for the moment. And my coach, he still says to this day, give the moment what it deserves.
Wow. Wow.
He give the moment what it
Wow.
deserves. What did
That's
like
that's powerful, man.
man?
And I'm listening to you and I'm taking and I'm hearing it and I'm like, man, what do I tell to the people, cuz I talk to athletes and clients and how do I convey that message to them? Because we're sitting here and we're saying be prepared, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of action can I say to them, because it is about being prepared. But a lot of time energy is wasted in fear of failure, in procrastination, and there's different places that our energy leaks, and that's what I see is people are unable or unprepared because their energy is leaking because of distractions.
Yeah. And
You
we
know,
live in a distracted world. Like they want you to be distracted. You're not
yeah.
you're not your full self when you're scatterbrained.
What does what does life after basketball look like for you? I mean, how long have you been out?
5 years. Yeah.
5 years.
20.
What was that
Yeah.
transition
40.
like for you? I know a
Um.
lot. It seems like you're doing well. I mean, I know it seems like you're doing well, and I know a lot of athletes come when they stop playing, whatever sport that is. You talked about depression, but other things set in. Lack of identity sets in. You see people who worked so hard for something now seem like they don't have any energy or have any drive or have any passion to do things. So what made you different?
I'm not different. All of those things affected me as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't take over.
Mm-hmm.
I felt those feelings, and
Sure.
sometimes I still feel those feelings. But I don't have the luxury of being alone,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I have a wife and 5 children. So like I don't have a luxury of like having a bad day because when I have a bad day, my kids don't care.
The family
R-
feels it.
They don't care. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
not in
Yeah.
a not in a negative way to where
Yeah.
like I'm like my daughter doesn't care. My 9 year old she don't care what if hold on, my son's crying. Oh, my wife got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter, she doesn't care if something happened
You
at
got to
work.
be
Like,
daddy. You still got to be daddy.
yo, I fell through a ceiling like at one of the flips. I literally fell through a ceiling. When I come home, my daughter would be like, "Dad, I need help with my homework."
Yeah. Don't
What
care.
I'm like, what I'm like, Dad, after I finish dinner and homework, let's watch a movie. right? Like, and I have to be involved and engaged. And with my wife, we still got date nights and still got all these things that require the best version of me, right? Like, so I can't, and not saying that I don't feel these feelings and not that I have, a family that, not only relies on me financially, but they rely on me emotionally, security, all these other things that, that comes with being a husband and a father.
Life goes on, man.
Keep pushing.
One of the best lessons that I ever received was from one of my older cats when I was in Italy, my rookie season. Like you said, I was all about me, and I tell this story all the time. I was all about me. Came out of college, one of the leading scorers in the country. I go to A2 Italy. I'm looking around. I'm like, who are these guys? I'm like, I go there and I'm thinking I'm the man, and I had a terrible attitude, man, and we would lose games. We were 0-5. Sheesh, you know how that goes. There's two Americans, so one of us had to go.
Yeah, they looking around.
We were 0-5. One of us had to go. And man, we at this point, I think we were 0-4, and we lose, and we're on the road. And man, I had enough, bro. I was so mad. I was just so mad at life. You know what I'm saying? Just at life. And I'm sitting there on the bench, and the guys in the back playing poker on the bus. You know, the Italians playing poker,
Yeah.
drinking beers, playing poker,
Weird, laughing,
laughing,
loud. We just
laughing.
lost. Ain't nothing funny.
Hey man, that was me, and I was in a terrible mood, man. And one of my older cats came up to me. He said, "Obi, relax." He said, "We can't be." He said, "The game, you can't be mad every time you lose." And I was like, and I was still mad. And he was like, we have. And I'm thinking to myself, actually, this was the next day. I was talking to my old heads, Brett. And I'm like, Brett, man, but we just lost. Like, why are these guys? You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, you gotta understand, like, they've got families to go home to. They just lost, but when they go home, they can't be dad walking around mad all day. They got kids to take care of, families, wives. And so it kind of put it in perspective. Like, it's not that they don't care, they still care, but they have other obligations. Basketball is not where their game where their life stops. And had to understand. I was like, oh, okay, this is something that we do. Basketball is just a game, right? And from that moment, I started to understand. Okay, basketball is a game we play. You can't hold the identity near and dear. And that's when I started, like, actually I didn't start it then. I got fired then, actually, and then replaced. And then the next year I started realizing, oh, okay, that's what they're talking about. Like, you can still be here, but when you're not here, you gotta be where your feet are. And that was a huge life lesson for me, is just being where your feet are and not carrying your emotion. Like you said, like, yes, I still feel those things. And this is what I would tell to any of the clients that I work with or the athletes that I work with is, yes, you feel these emotions, but carry them with you, right? Feel the emotions and still do your job. Hear the emotions, yes, you feel them, but just still keep moving forward. And then at some point you'll be, you know what I mean? But don't stop here. It's going to level out. Don't stop here and be all in the emotion, because life is not going to stop. It's not, right. It's still moving. And if you stand here with this emotion, you're gonna have to run and play catch up. So just keep moving, feel the emotion, and it'll subside, and you'll figure it out. And you're here today. You made it past all the last ones. Just keep going forward.
And then you build that emotional resiliency. And so, like, we have to learn how to not be so emotional, because they want you to play with emotion but not be emotional. And so, like, that's a like, all right. And so, like,
Yeah.
that's a difficult place to be. And it's hard and it's difficult. But for me, once I was in the middle of COVID and I was getting old before COVID happened. What was that? 2020. So was it 2020? I had so 2020 I was getting my jersey retired by the University of Akron,
Mm,
and Strasburg had offered me a contract, but
mm.
they were saying we need you to leave. Let's just say
Before,
Thursday, and the jersey retirement is on Saturday. I was like, man, I can't not go to my own jersey retirement. Like, there's no way I'm skipping this.
yeah,
They're like, no, we need you because the game's Saturday. We need you to play in this game, and we because it was Champions Cup. We trying to qualify. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, look, man, if I can leave Sunday, I will. But if
yeah.
not, then so I didn't take the deal. Um, long story short, I didn't take the deal, and COVID happened that Monday, like literally that Monday.
Wow.
And so I would have been stuck in France with while my wife and kids were back home without me. And
Wow.
so during COVID, my brother-in-law, he calls me and say, "Look, man, I want to buy this house, but truth be told, I can't afford it." It's like, all right, you want me to loan you some money? He's like, no, I need your hands. Like, I need you to come in and work with me, and really, and then that's how I learned how to start flipping houses.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, and so I started flipping houses in 2021, 2020. 2020, and then I signed one more deal in Limoges. Got hurt a bunch of times and ended up leaving the team. But that's how I got prepared for post basketball. Was actually during the pandemic. I got into flipping houses.
Wow. You would have been in France with me. I was stuck in France during COVID for a while. That was when I was in Le Mans.
Yeah, see, nah, I had to. I'm so grateful I didn't sign that deal
Yeah.
because I would have tried I would have tried anything to get out.
It,
And I
it
know
was locked down, bro. And Europe was not playing. It was locked down in Europe during COVID, bro. My goodness. We were complete. I'm talking about don't leave your house. No grocery stores, no gym. And me, I'm like, bro, I gotta get a workout in somehow. So we had to talk to the coaches. They gave us a paper, bro. We would run it. So they'll let us run on the street because you can't go nowhere. Run on the street. But you gotta run on the street with a piece of paper in your pocket. I get pulled over by the cops. I gotta show them this piece of paper. It says that I'm part of the team, that I'm this and that. And even at the end, they still didn't want you there, man. That was a nightmare.
yeah, and that's I mean, no,
Glad
and
you didn't get stuck there.
me too, man. Because like I couldn't imagine leaving my wife home with
Yeah.
our kids in the middle of all of that. Like and so that's how I got prepared for like post basketball, getting into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was very, fortuitous that my brother-in-law called me, and we still business partners to this day. We talk almost every single day. Like we flip houses still, and so it's been a blessing for me. And like it's been a blessing, man. I can't
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
God has really moved in my life and really prepared me for a lot of things that I didn't think I would be able to handle. But everything's been
That's
better
dope,
than
man.
expected.
That's dope, man. Before we get out of here, man, if you wanted to leave us with one quote, with one framework, with one thought, concept, a word from Romeo Travis, man, what would it be? What would it be? Something to leave with our viewers.
The anticipation is always worse than the action. So, like when you're sitting up worrying about something and something is just bothering you, the anticipation is way worse than what is actually going to happen. So, don't worry about the future. Don't look into the past. Just work on today. Just work every day. Just work on getting a little bit better, a little bit smarter, a little bit happier, a little bit healthier. Like stay right here in the moment,
One by one.
one by
I
one.
love that. I love that, man. Hey, by the way, your glasses are on the way. Your
Man,
glasses
I've
are.
been waiting on my glasses for 2 months, man.
Man,
No, I'm just
oh.
joking. No, man, I'm joking.
Nah,
I
we
can't wait
got
to see
you.
him.
Nah, we
I can't
got
wait
you.
to
We
see
got
him.
you. We
It's
got
been a
you.
great experience, man. Like one of my things that I really want people to do is think the game through. I was able to play the game at a high level for a long time because I was cerebral. Um, I watched film. I studied other people's tendencies. I learned their weaknesses, and I learned where I can exploit them. Because I'm not the tallest, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the strongest, but I played power forward for 14 years at 6'7". So is the mentality, is the mindset, and it's the thinking the game through. When in real estate, and when you're the, the the one of the things we say is 90% of the job is thinking it through. And so if you can think it through and figure it out, like have a game plan going into it, then you're gonna be prepared for life.
Mm. Words. I love that, man. Where can the people find you?
At Rome Trav on also on Instagram and Twitter. Well, X, excuse me.
At X. Yeah.
I
Don't let
don't
that. They
know.
gonna come after you
Yeah,
now.
I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problems, man. I got kids, man. I'm chilling.
Man, Trav, man, Rome, I appreciate you, man, for coming on here and sharing your experience with us. This has been awesome, an experience for me as well to tap in with you. And man, I just appreciate you, man. This has been
I
it's
appreciate
been
you for
dope.
having me, man. Like once these kids understand that basketball is a brotherhood, we met and and we just I take that brotherhood seriously,
For sure.
because I want to see everybody be the best versions of themselves, and if I can do anything to help, vice versa, like people help me, like
Mm-hmm.
it's not a one way street, like so. This brotherhood is really blessed me and gave me a lot of great things in my life, and I just want to keep giving it to other people.
That's amazing, man. Y'all heard it here first. Rome Trav, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother.